Hello, good afternoon. It's spinning. Fun. Okay, follow up. Yesterday's video, rant on all-female flight, Blue Origin. Their Blue Origin, its sole purpose is tourist flights, tourist space flights. That's it. Tourist space flights. There is ideas to create huge space stations in various locales around the galaxy or around our planetary system that have different worlds, can spin at different rates to produce different types of gravity. Some can be farming. Some, as an alternative to look out, instead of colonizing space, we colonize space from space ports. But really, Blue Origin, it had all female passengers. Everybody's biggest issue is the wordplay. The people who were on it, Aisha Bowe, who's a former NASA rocket scientist, highly intelligent person, CEO of engineering firm STEM Board and founder of Lingo, which teaches students technology skills. Awesome! Obviously a wealthy person. Carrie Ann Flynn, film producer known for contributions to the This Changes Everything 2018 documentary about sexism in Hollywood. Thank you for the contribution. Fantastic. Gail King, journalist and television personality, best known as co-host of CBS Mornings. We know Gail, also because she's Oprah's best friend. We've known her since early years of Oprah. Amanda... Sorry about your last name. Dujan? Julian? Not sure about the pronunciation. I profoundly apologize. But prominent civil rights activist and bioastronautics research scientist who worked on the last NASA space shuttle missions, STS-135, and the U.S. Space Agency's exoplanet hunting Kepler Space Telescope. Fucking awesome, highly intelligent person, and obviously, wealthy. Katy Perry speaks for herself. Lauren Sanchez, an Emmy Award-winning journalist who is also the fiance of Bezos. So guess who paid for the flight? It is disingenuous to call these women crew. It is also disingenuous of the fawning media on ground at landing site, which may or may not have been part of the Washington Post conglomerate media, owned by Jeff Bezos, to call them astronauts. Katie didn't even know how to respond to that. My immediate response would have been, please get out of my face so that I can enjoy this moment. Shoo. In fact, I wouldn't have wanted the media there at all. Say, look from afar, harass me in a day when I get to enjoy the euphoria of this. But of course, it never works like that. Because the whole point is the media. The whole point is the circus. These ladies are not astronauts, that's a job. And though some of them are highly intelligent NASA scientists and have been high contributors to various things, fantastic, who the fuck piloted it? Who piloted the vessel? Or did it not have an actual pilot because it is not pilotable? It is a pod on top of a rocket. So there's tens of thousands of pounds, maybe hundreds of thousands. I don't know the numbers. I didn't look that up, I'm sorry. Of fuel underneath their asses that are propelling them 60 miles above the surface. This has to be timed properly. The weather has to be right. And the weather has to be right the entire duration. Because a lot of things can change in 11 minutes, particularly in Texas. Yes, I have lived there. It's amazing. But it's a tourist trap. It's a tourist gimmick. It's a tourist gimmick geared not towards you or me, where we might be able to pay $1,200 and go and do it. That's probably not going to happen for an extremely long period of time, because by the time it becomes affordable, we'll probably be doing tickets to one of those space stations. Does this get us anywhere? A little bit yes, mostly no. It is just a fun thing to do. It is another high-ticket item that is out of reach of a majority of people, that is none of our great concern right now, and it is incredibly ill-timed. But then again, as I alluded to before, it was timed the way it was timed. This is the 11th flight for Blue Origin. Ma'am, leave the cat alone. So, being, it is what it is. What people are throwing a fit about, that equally poor people are misconstruing as jealousy of wealth, is that we want it to be fucking authentic. We in order to get people interested in flight, having flights around the world were a thing in part. Some famous people who were never pilots before did things like that, but mostly it was people who were highly interested in flying, who became famous, who did those things. Fly around the world. And quite a few of them lost their lives doing it. You know, and before World War II, or leading into World War II, many of them became WASPs. And some of them lost their lives doing that. It says it was the first all-female crewed flight in 60 years. I'm very interested in the perspective of Carrie Ann Flynn, of whether or not she thinks this is something that's a little bit sexist. In a very odd way. Space has meaning. It has been a love of mine since I was a kid. It is very important and integral to humans' advancement to become involved in space technology, because that improves a ton of technology. You wouldn't have the computer you have, and the capabilities you have, without A, a bunch of women scientists, and B, NASA programming. Things were moving along, but NASA moved it along a lot faster, and within, pretty much, budget. So, a lot of pressure. But when you have billions of dollars to throw at something, and a laissez-faire attitude towards a direction, I don't think, in all honesty, Musk gives a shit about colonizing Mars. I think it's just a quasi-direction for you to listen to because it sounds good. But it's not just getting to Mars that's the problem, it's surviving Mars, and whether or not that even makes sense. Which is why the Mars rover exploration is very important. But he's not put into anything to advance that because it's not sexy enough. Neither is Jeff Bezos. It's sexy enough to convince a growing number of rich people to spend an extravagant trip on a spacecraft ride that they have to be on a list for. You have to sign up and there's a waiting list. It's that important. There's a long waiting list, not because it requires timing and permission and, you gotta have clear space from any aircraft, internationally speaking, to fly up and come back down. Within that time frame, they have to pretty much move people around or stop flights in that area anyways, and that's fucking expensive. That's why it's expensive. People, is it conducive? Largely no. Does it take away from the women who had fucking fun and an amazing experience? Absolutely not. You don't have to be called a crew for you to really connect with what you just experienced. And I hope Gail wasn't so scared and out of her mind and anxious that she couldn't have taken a moment, a few minutes, up there to see her home from that far above. And Oprah, baby, you may be a little long in the tooth, but sweetheart, your ass can go fucking up there. Come on. Gail can go up. You can go up. I'm sure Gail was all for it. God, I hope she was. Because that's an experience to have, not to really want to do it. Not to genuinely want to do it. You can also genuinely want to do something and be scared out of your gourd doing it. And if that was Gail, I love that. Please talk to everybody about that. That is what that is what will help people the most. As much as how you actually felt looking at our planet from above. And please, for everybody else, validate that we're round and we're not sitting on a little ice shelf with a ring of an ice wall around us. That would be great. Thank you ever so much. Much appreciated. And if you happen to be there, say hello when we see each other in the streets.